Hi everyone. How's your week? Is everything is good? How's your drawing? So yeah, step by step, I believe you guys' artistic skills will develop gradually. And then I recommend subscribe my channel. Then it gives me a great power and motive to make a good content drawing video. Thank you. Let's do it. This week we're going to do two parts. First part is the review. A draw example leads to how to draw a sphere, and then check last week's homework. And the second part is draw a composition of various geometric shapes, like a pile of various type of rectangle and cube, and as some kind of cylinder. But the other things is a sphere, like a ring tile. It's a tube. Okay, this is the last week's review. This is a cylinder, curved cylinder, based on 1 point perspective. So you might not remember how to make a less. Let's make a central line, and then add a close line, and use both side point that connect to draw a left. Yes, and then I put the lightning directions left side over, so I put the dark side, the other side, right side. Yeah, this is applied various shape of material. So practice many times. It's very good for you. Like as I told you the last week, as drawing curve line and drawing a black ball. This is one of them I strongly recommend it to develop your artistic skill, rendering skill. Another thing I can add as the idea is the degree of the dark side is depend on the material. The reflection side, the darkness is different. For example, the material like metal is very reflective. So usually describe the metal, the reflection side, a little lighter than the other one. Okay. So depend on the degree of reflection. So we're gonna add more dark or little light. So I'm gonna explain more when I draw a tube. Next thing is the application example of the sphere. So this is nose. I draw the basic shape of the nose. Looks like geometric. And then I explain that the nose. We can put the spheres on the center, and then put two balls both sides, and put another one on the above the center and above the center. So in a central line, we can put the three balls, and then from the center, the end of the nose, put the two small balls on the other side, and then the entire shape of nose is triangle. Again, the shape of the nose with a geometric style looks like an isosceles triangle. So we can put the bottom side and left side, right side. Okay, and then the nose is upper part, a skeleton, and the down part is cartilaginous. So in the middle of the upper side is curved a little bit. So again, the nose is very delicate, but the reason I choose this shape as example of sphere is the end of the nose looks like a sphere. So in the both sides, looks like put the two ball in the central. Along the central line, there are three balls can be put. That's why I choose the as a good example of the explained application of a sphere. Now you can see that what I said, the three balls can put the central line, and from the end of the nose, the both side is two ball, and then also looks like a question mark, right? The two also looks like lay down the question mark. So we put the dark side, the bottom on the right side. So we find the dark floor. Then you can see that at the bottom, the light side of the nose make one big shape of dark floor. Or we put the gray color. And then this connects from the dark floor with the shade. That is the process that I recommend to make a bottom. So this is also is part of disconnect with the separate with the big dark floor with shade to make a big bottom. And at the bottom, I put the dark side to make a curve from the upper part and down part. So I explained that the end of the nose looks like a sphere. This nose little chubby, and then this nose little nose housewife style as a big nozzle. But the reason I choose this kind of nose is explain the application as a sphere. So please understand. But someone this kind of looks like a macho, but it's fine. Yeah. You can see the way that I add the darkness. So last week I explained that duplicate the line very softly and then move back a little bit, and then twist the 15 angle. So very softly cover that. So we're going to discuss drawing or describe the nose on after 12 weeks. So a week by week. But now I just introduced the simple description. Now you see a little softer what I did just before. I love the surface of the dark floor with paper. So there are many skills to looks like earlier the human the face or human skin, and rubbing with a swab or rubbing with hand finger or rubbing with the paper. Yeah, we'll discuss later more about that. But please don't forget what I focused on the last week, just to make a certain space and duplicate the kind of the dark over and over and moving a little bit towards the 15 angle. This is the basic but very important. To make it smooth and easy, just rub the surface of the duplicated the dark floor. So it's almost done. You can see the end of the nose looks like a ball, right? The both sides a small ball is attached with it. And then in the middle of the central line there another ball looks like put in a socket something. Yeah, there's the way I explain, and that I choose that. Or now you can compare the geometric simplistic notes and realistic notes. So the draw geometric the notes and that help you understanding the shape of notes. So please don't just get confused to in between of two. Just I put to help you understanding, and practice a little bit. The realistic notes is not easy as a beginner, but you can do it. Yeah, practice over and over. And now explain that compare with the other side. Now we're gonna do this week's main subjects to composite style geometry. So let's put the rectangle box and put another one and put the round both sides. It's a car. So I'm gonna draw a car based on 2-point perspective. So put the eye level. Depending on eye level, that looks like the material looks like different. So I'm gonna draw 2 different aspects of the car. Now I'm drawing kind of looking at a car above it. So again, I emphasize in the last 2 weeks, depend on the perspective, depend on the locators looking at material. This subject looks like different, even if you have familiar and you understanding what it looks like, but if you observe that the other side looks like a different one, obviously, yeah, that is kind of it causes a certain impression, and we'll catch that to make a picture. So the reason I show a kind of description of the 2-point perspective is just to help you, or just teaching you how to draw a car or rendering. But another way that is a more important reason I recommend is try to help you to find a kind of another way to observe material or subjects. That's very important. Even if you and me become a designer, if you don't know, or if you're not sensitive to find that kind of the hidden impression of the material or subject around us, none of them can be a great designer or artist. That's the reason I suggest, even if the tutorial or a basic artist skill. So just follow me step by step, or then it's very helpful for you. The car is made of metal, so I'm not gonna add try to many dark floor darkness. So please understand that. Usually rendering a car using marker or pastel or iPad something. Yeah, at homes enjoy try draw your own style's car, but based on the proper leisure. So again, I show the 2-point perspective, how to renders a 1-point perspective, how to is applied to draw properly draw objects. To find this any object around you and describe that based on 2-point or 1-point loss perspective. It's very it will be very interesting. This is another description of a car. Describe a car in a different perspective. Is my eye level is almost at the bottom line, the bottom on the floor. So from the bottom, looking at the car. So put the 2 points the other side, locate almost on the floor, and spread the line and then render the car. So both way the left side perspective, right side perspectives. Which one is more dynamic? Yeah, depending on people, but you can decide that what I said is, again, different perspective give different impressions. So we had to draw the whatever you or idea that depend on you describe the way the idea is getting more developing more strong impression, giving impression to your spectator. So that's why we had to practice the way. Now I'm going to draw an example or application of a sphere. So I'm going to draw a tube with a link. Then I explained above our homework. But the homework is kind of the part of the link. This is link. What I different is above the we already draw a link is a cylinder. It's a dark floor. I put a dark. It's very dark. But this link, I put the reflection part a little lighter than the other one. So again, as I told you, depend on the surface of the material. For example, metal reflects the lighting more than the softer material. So this is close to metal. So please understand. So I try to show you kind of very solid surface, made of very solid surface of this object. So again, there's a way to make a volume. Is described outline. The first step, the second step, make a simple gray color, a dark floor, and the third step, separate from the dark floor with the shade. Separate the shade from the main dark floor. Our first step is put again add more dark side on the dark floor at the bottom part or opposite side of lightning direction. So why I draw a tube, I consider which object that I have to choose to as an example of the application. And first one I try to draw braids, hair, but it's a little I think that you guys understand a little complicated. So the next time I'm gonna draw a braids. So now you will see more simple apple. The technique to make the curve line, then we'll apply this kind of things to draw a finger or the pupil of eye. there are many places to kind of cylinder, very small pipe or cylinder style. So please practice a little bit. So it'll be very helpful to describe the body or certain object. We're almost done, and everything that I explained, the way to put the darkness is one more added thing is that the other side, the opposite side of lighting direction is add more dark side. You can see that. The dark floor, the light side is more dark. In the hole, in the middle of the hole, the left side more dark than lighter side. That is a point of draw. Now I'm going to draw an apple. This apple, I'm going to just draw like a nose. I just draw a kind of basic style at the volume, not describe the detailed part of texture of surface or something. Gigantic apple looks like not gigantic apple. So apple the shape consists of two rounds the way. The upper part of round and down part of round, and I connect with two of them. And now explain the distinct of the characteristic of the outline of the apple. The outline of the apple is not exactly round, so little curve. So we have to consider when we draw the outline of the apple, not to make a exactly curve round style. So you can see the upper part. I put a little make a curve, and the curve line connect with the center of the hole. So some of the curve line, the kind of curve, as connect. So it shows certain character of the outline of the apple. So now I explain that this kind of darker stage will already discuss when you draw a cylinder. Then I posted drawing an apple painting with watercolor several days ago on my channel. It can help you. That is a very academic style, but I'm gonna post to several other type of painting apple, but that is more kind of little far is the other side. It's not an academic style, but it's more fun. But as a teacher of tutorial, I just focus on the very academic style to develop your artistic skill. Then later we'll discuss more kind of extra things, extra type of the artistic skill. So I put again, before we add a dark side, we have to decide the direction of the lightning. So left side over, that's why we put dark side, right side. And can you see the hole? From the hole, which side is more dark? Left side, right side? Left side. Because I put more dark left side at the hole, because this opposite side of the lightning. But again, and the opposite side of lightning at the hole, I put the left side dark, but the same side, the end of the upper part, add more dark than the other side. And then this is a different issue. Actually, the English is not my mother tongue, so I feel not easy to speak, put the narration with English, but some of my subscribers wants to add as English narration that I explain though, because I do that. So if you feel not easy, you can use the YouTube interpretation service, and that is good. Yeah. Yeah. Now I could add more dark side, dark floor. It's almost done. Again, I'm not going to describe the texture of the surface or the dynamic or characteristic of the apple, just to make a volume. Yeah, so far we review the last week's my suggestion, and then I show you how to the example of the application of sphere, snows, so you can compare the both geometric style and then real style. Also, we composite geometric style as an example of a car or different perspective with different perspective, and another composite style geometry as tube, as I draw with apple as an example of application. So now please practice the drawing that I show you, but those are not easy. So based on your practice of line, practice of curve, it will be developed. Yeah, please spend this not too long time, to 1 hour per day. It will be helpful for you. Now I'm gonna give you another homework for next week. As I told you, I don't like the homework, but it's good for you. Like bitter medicine, good for our health. The sweet medicine is not good for us. Right? Okay, this is cube. This kind of block. It's a magic cube. Maybe you will solve the problem. This is a kind of twisted 360 angle. You can buy a Dollar Tree or dollar shop and twist the various side and resolve the organize as the same color surface. But I never make it. Why I tried it my entire life. It's not easy. That's not what I propose to show you. What I propose to show you is to draw this kind of cube and put the 4 different lines on each surface. So make a 9 small cube on each side of the surface, and pull the small cube from the big cube. So make your own style interesting cube. That is this week homework. If I say it like this, a little confused, then I show you more. This is you have to add the skill of the perspective, 3-point perspective, and then you have to apply the skill of to add a dark, and you have to apply the skill to make a volume. So several things you have to apply to make it, to draw your own style, very dynamic cube. Let me show you. a little bit more to help your homework. So I'm gonna pull out one small cube from the big cube to the upper part, like, okay, and then pull out one of a small cube to the left side from the upper part of the big cube. Then to draw that, we have to extend the connected line, perspective line, and compare with the horizontal condition with the main line. If you're not easy, just you use a kind of device. Any device, paper or any object to have a straight line. You may now understand what my purpose is. Okay. This is shade. Okay, add the dark side. Okay, this is this week homework, and describe your own style. Any small cube pull out or pushes, so make a dynamical shape, and then we're gonna discuss more about this one next week. How's everything this way? Is it difficult? Yeah, step by step, we'll get better. And then I introduce next week. Next week, we're gonna discuss basic color theory and the basic example of application. Have a nice week and do a lot of practice. Enjoy. See you next week. Bye bye.